Hi guys, and welcome back to the Family Fudge. Today on What's for Dinner Wednesday, I'm going to be sharing with you another mashup recipe. I'm going to be making tater tot casserole with a taco twist to make a dish that I like to call taco tot casserole. So stay tuned and I will show you how to make it. So, taco tot casserole. It's definitely more of a comfort food, but it is full of beefy, cheesy goodness. So here's what you need to make it. I'm going to be using ground beef for this recipe today, but you definitely could use turkey if you prefer. Now I get this one from Costco, so it's a little bit over a pound. That's totally fine with me because leftovers of this will be delicious. Then I need some taco seasoning, black beans, a can of corn, and then I'm going to be using a 10-ounce can of enchilada sauce. And we prefer mild, but if you like things spicy, you can go ahead and use medium or even hot. I'm also going to be using a 4-ounce can of mild diced green chilies. And then I have this medium-sized onion. I'm probably only going to use half of it. I have an 8-ounce package of Mexican cheese. And then I have this huge Costco-sized bag of tater tots. A regular sized bag of tater tots would be totally fine. So I'm just going to take a portion out of this bag. And then to top our casserole, we have some sour cream, some sliced olives, and some green onions. So let's get started. With this recipe, we're actually gonna cook our beef and the filling on top of the stove. I'm gonna go ahead and brown up my meat and then add a bunch of other things in there. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of coconut oil just to make sure that my beef doesn't stick. While my meat is browning up, I'm gonna go ahead and open up my can of corn and my black beans. I'm gonna drain both of those, and I'm also gonna chop up half of my onion. And I'm probably gonna end up draining the excess grease out of here before I add any other ingredients. I also have my oven preheating to 375. So now I'm gonna add half of my onion. I've chopped this pretty finely so that it'll cook really fast. I'm gonna add that in there. And I'm gonna let that cook for about 1 to 2 minutes just so the onions have a little bit of time to soften. Next, I'm gonna add my 4-ounce can of diced green chilies. And then my taco seasoning. You could add 1 package if that's what you have, but I'm gonna go ahead and add a 1/4 cup plus a little bit more since I'm using a little bit over a pound of meat. And then I'm gonna add my corn and my black beans. I've drained both of those. And then I'm gonna add about half of this bag of cheese. The other half I'm gonna use to top our tater tots before it goes in the oven. So just about half of this bag, right in there. And I'm just gonna stir it up. Okay, now I'm gonna get this in my baking dish. You could use a regular 9x13 baking dish, but I have this beautiful Pioneer Woman pan, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that. And I'm gonna give it a light spray just to make sure nothing sticks. And I need to get all of my filling in here. I'm gonna press that down in there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my 10-ounce can of enchilada sauce, and I'm gonna eyeball this, but I'm gonna wanna pour about half of this can over my meat mixture. And I'm gonna save the other half to go on top of my tater tots. Okay, that looks to be about half. Now it's time to put the tater tots on. I'm gonna go ahead and arrange them just like this. I'm gonna line them up and make it look pretty. If you don't have time to make it look pretty, just dump it all on top. It's totally fine. Sometimes I do it that way. For my size pan, I didn't quite need all of my tater tots, so I'm going to go ahead and stick these back in the freezer. And then I'm going to take the remaining portion of my enchilada sauce and carefully pour it all over. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and stick it in my oven for about 30 to 40 minutes or until the tater tots are nice and crispy. At that point, I'm going to pull it out, top it with my cheese, and then stick it back in the oven until the cheese is melted. And then we can eat it. Okay, here it is. It smells so good. I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit, and then I'm gonna serve it up with some olives, some sour cream, and some green onions. And on mine, I'm gonna put a little bit of hot sauce. Time to give it a taste. It is so good. I hope you guys love it. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you will join me next Wednesday for a brand new recipe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.